Thanks, Paige. So next I would like to welcome to the stage someone who has been my very deep teacher, and especially my teacher in what it means to have self-compassion and at the same time be fiercely devoted to changing the world for women and girls. And we are also so lucky that she is bringing to us the magic of an unborn child who is currently being cooked and made and soon to arrive. So let us welcome Surabhi Kukke.
Thank you, Abe. This is special. He's like really dancing around in there. I think he likes all your applause, so you know. So I have the privilege of being in this the Wednesday night circle, which Abe calls "Poetry is Not a Luxury." And I recently read in the New York Times Magazine this article about Afghan women who are so hungry to express themselves. They are seeking all kinds of creative ways to connect with other women through their poetry. So for the Afghan women who insist that poetry is not a luxury, come celebrate with me that every day women write poetry. Every day women compose phrases and stanzas and rhymes. Every day women brave grave threats to write. And when writing these poems is out of the question, they are whispered to sisters waiting on the other end of the line to document our precious words, visions, conjurings, to help us know that we are not alone, to keep us alive. New York Times Magazine last month. I've been working a lot on longing, like reaching, seeking, and it's always connected to one's mothers and grandmothers, I think. Deep longing. This is called Leap. Lying under the fan, with its spinning shadow haunting my peripheral vision, some analog missive from another world. Lying under the fan, I am carried on its blades, cutting through the thick, wet heat of summer, slicing the sounds of the street, ambulances whining, horns honking, the roar of kids after opening the valve of the fire hydrant, second only to the roar of 747s on their way out of LaGuardia, flying so low, so close to our tenements that I might leap. From the blades to those wings that could take me to another heat, a tropical heat where my grandmother's sinewy hands are always cool, and the smell of food and flowers and incense is what floats in when I am lying under the fan. Thank you. Okay. To my mother, for my sons. I have a, to my mother, for my sons. If you think I am harsh, critical, impatient, consider who I reflect. Remember the early days, your early days as a mother, when I was a defenseless child, alone, you doing the best you could, still only showing me your impatient, critical, harsh self. I didn't make this up. I picked it up somewhere. I want to blame you, show you that you reap what you sow, but my only satisfaction will come from singeing these poisonous patterns at the root, discharging their potency, denying their relevance, their persistence, so that my sons, born and unborn, will never unconsciously reflect this trauma that I endured, that you endured, that countless women before you endured. This ends here. I have one more, which is a bit of a work in progress, but it was totally inspired by this experience that Hindus do for their pregnant women called a Bangle Ceremony. And I have been working on it in my mind a lot, and I finally threw it down. So it's a little unpolished, but I feel safe enough, and I think this is a good day to share it. Feels right. I intentionally wore them. They put glass bangles on our wrists when we are pregnant to soothe the growing one in our wombs with their tinkling sounds, green for fertility and abundance. They anoint us with vermilion and turmeric and sandalwood to ward off evil eyes and bless the pregnancy, calling all the goddesses to protect us. They fill our laps with nuts and fruits so we can nourish our unborn always through our bodies, our wombs, our breasts. They didn't count on there being two of us. They needed to adjust the rituals, carefully select the songs, paring down the guest list to only those that could celebrate our family. But we are onto something here. In all the rituals, they never spoke of the after. Who is there to bless and grace and fill our cups as we pick our way through the landmines of motherhood? We are onto something with our co-mothering, unwilling to surrender to a singular story about how. We are onto something as we dance around each other's struggles and ease ourselves into this role of mother. 5 years and starting again. And there is still no doubt that all the bangles and blessings in the world do not compare to the steady, committed presence of another.